Dear Dad, one of the final things you did before dying was write me a letter. This incredible 3-page email was full of wisdom, humour, encouragement, consideration, and above all else, love. It is something I will cherish forever, and although I replied at the time, I don't know if you knew how much you meant to me and how much of a role you had in shaping my life for the better. You were a great dad and role model for me growing up. However, it is the 11 years you lived with MND that really turned my life into one with so much purpose. As a child and as I went through school, you always encouraged me to forge my own path in life and do what makes me happy. I know this is also how you lived your life growing up. You just knew how to do life. You worked hard, played hard, demanded respect, took chances that generally paid off, and ultimately created your own path. It might sound strange that I saw your MND journey as something that led me to a more purposeful and positive way of life. What you went through and how you dealt with it was heroic. The resilience, tenacity, creativity, and desire to keep having a positive impact on all those around you was astounding. It's these traits that have resonated with me and driven me to establish a great life and career. It was during your journey with MND that I really grew as a person. The way you lived your life through so much adversity inspired me every day. I wanted to be a person you admired and a son you were proud of. I think I've accomplished that. Remember that time I told you I quit my job in the sports industry because I'd applied for a job at MND Victoria? Yes, I know you always said I need a job to go to if I quit another one. Luckily, my instincts proved correct. I'm so glad you could be right beside me in my first couple of years at MND Victoria, a job where I have the ability to help so many others, just like you. You should see how far I've come since you died. I'm so glad you got to watch Stace and I get married just before you passed away, but I really wish you could see how we have flourished together. We are just about to have our first child, and I know you would have been the most caring, dedicated, and humorous pa. You know your house that you loved and raised your family in? Well, we bought it a few years ago and put our own spin on it. Some of the weird and wonderful quirks we've uncovered, your fingerprints are all over this place. Stace and I can't wait to raise our family in the house you raised me in. I know you would have taken great pleasure in helping put together the nursery or building a little cubby house, although that's not a trait you've handed down. Luckily, I've got Stace for that. I see so much of the way you live your life in the way I go about it. And for that, I'm incredibly thankful. In that letter you wrote me, there was only one thing I didn't listen to. Telling me not to use a chainsaw? Well, I understand why you said that, but I like to think I'm more of a handyman than you give me credit for. Other than that, that final email from you will live with me forever. And I will continue to honour your legacy whilst using my position at MND Victoria to help support so many other people and their families who are going through what you and we did. Love, Daniel.